Pep Guardiola says it's too soon to say their title chances are over.
Only we can do is accept it, congratulate them and learn from them. But at the same time, still we are in November, we are not at the end of the season. Like many things, the decisions can be made more drastically. So I'm sitting here still defending what we defend, because this play as a group of players gave me absolutely everything. My best, one of probably the best years in my life as a manager. I live here in Manchester, but I have to find. We have to find a solution. I have to find the solution or the reason why with the players to try to win games.
OK, we talked about how hugely significant this result was for Liverpool. Sue, how significant is it for City? It is only December the 2nd, but for you, are they out of the title race?
I just think it's always so difficult to rule Manchester City out, because when you look at the players that they've got, when you look at what they've done previously, you look at the manager, you think that they can go on this run that we've seen them go on before, because experience tells us that. It just feels a little bit different this year, and I don't know if that's due to the midfield areas, well, it is due to the midfield areas and the injuries that they've had, because I know you can't just say it's just Rodri, but I think he's had such a massive impact in the way that teams have been able to play through them so much easier than they have done previously. You then look at the other injuries, the likes of Diaz, quality player defensively, but that leader at the back, John Stones, Grealish, Doku. You could go through Kevin De Bruyne, so many players out injured. It's bound to have an impact on your side. So I think the positive is some of those are coming back and starting to get that fitness. But I think it's a combination of things. The post-Euro thing, the fatigue element, combined with the injuries, has meant that Pep can't rotate like he's used to rotating. But he keeps saying, doesn't he, I need to find solutions. And that's something that we've always seen Pep do, find the solution. But in that midfield area, you look at the players that they've got, brilliant on the ball, technically so gifted, but they just don't have the legs. And that was something that he said, Liverpool had the legs on us in those midfield areas. Obviously, he had Kovacic in there when Rodri got injured. He then got injured. So the players that he's got in, it's just not quite the right balance. So it is up to him, and it's a challenge, and I'm sure he'll be relishing the challenge. But at the moment, it's obviously not the Manchester City that we all know. Are we seeing that air of invulnerability being blown away as well? Are we witnessing the end of Pep Guardiola and Manchester City dominance?
No. No. Anyone who says it is obviously putting the neck on the line and can be made to look very silly. Yeah. Let's just say. But no, I mean,
wouldn't be the first time.
True. Have you said that about me?
No, definitely not, Steve.
No, I just think I think he's obviously he's the best manager that I've seen. I know a lot of people will talk about Sir Alex Ferguson, but the way he's changed the style of football and the way that we think about the game and the way that we look at it, he will find a solution. I think that the big surprise is that, and this is incredible, that he's not found it within 7 or 8 games. It's like, why have you not come up with it? Like, you're usually that good. I think the other thing as well is that other managers have got better, I think, off the back of his legacy and what he's tried to implement in the game. So managers are now proactive and thinking about their own tactics to go up against Manchester City, how they can hurt them. I think the amount of analysis that's on offer now, and how in depth they can go with it, that they can look at teams and hurt them in certain ways. And I think it's just a spell at the moment that he won't be enjoying, but he'll be a better manager for it when he comes out the other end of it, and he will come out the other end of it, and it'll be. I remember when he first came into the Premier League, and everyone was saying, "Oh, this is the Premier League. You can't do that within the Premier League," and everyone questioned whether he'd found his match. Well, what happened? What happened after those comments? I mean, you see what he's done. So it's a blip. It's a stage at the moment that people are enjoying, because we want to see, and I don't mean enjoying in the fact of that Manchester City are struggling. I want to see what his solution is now. Yeah. I want to see him when he's really back against the wall, how he comes out. I think there was an element of a spark yesterday with the 6 fingers and letting the Liverpool fans know. I think there's a spikiness about him in his press conference, which I quite like. But he's had it all his own way. He's had it, and rightly so, because he's an incredible manager. But now, what is he going to do? What's the next thing from him? And he's talked about a rebuild at City, but also he's got to find something quickly this year.
Edison dropped for this game. What did you make of that?
I think, again, it's a manager trying to find solutions as to why his team aren't performing at the levels that we know they're performing at. We know how good Edison is as a goalkeeper. We've praised him many, many times, but he's been another player that's dipped in form. Ortega's not done anything wrong. Give him an opportunity. And I think, again, like I say, it's just a manager trying to solve problems and tweak things. I think sometimes that happens, doesn't it, where you think, right, what can I do that's going to make the difference? And that was a trial for him to see if that would work, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So Jamie Carragher said after the game, yes, their place in the top 4 is under threat. Do you concur with that?
No, I don't. I think that obviously they're going through a huge blip at the moment, something that we're not used to seeing. But I think when you look at the quality of the players that they've got, when you look at the manager that they have, the manager that has always found solutions, and he's taken his time to find this solution, but I do believe that he will. You've got players coming back fit, they're getting more game time. I think they'll turn their corner. So, yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that they'll finish top 4.
There's 74 points still to play for.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of points. I mean, they will pick up a lot of those points as well. I mean, for Manchester City to finish outside the top 4 would be, I mean, it'd be a shockwave through the world of football, wouldn't it? I just don't see that happening myself either. I'm in the same camp as Sue. I just think they'll find the solution. They'll find the way back into it. It might not be instant, but once they get on that run and get that momentum. Also, January's not far around the corner. Yeah. And you think if he's going to start to rebuild this squad, he'll want to do it as quick as he can. Who do they bring in? They'll look to that centre midfield position. They've looked now for a couple of years. They brought Calvin Phillips in. That didn't work. They didn't really find a replacement for Fernandinho when he left to be the backup to Rodri. So they'll look to definitely strengthen in that position.